We are joined by Gabe Rockers. He's with Edward Jones. Gabe, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, and so here's what we're talking about. It's tax season, and of course, what often comes along with that is scams. Scams tend to pop up, and so you're here to talk about kind of how to avoid those tax scams. So first of all, what are the main scams, maybe most popular, that people should be watching out for around this time?
Great question. Yeah, so everybody I'm sure is getting their W-2s and their 1099s. We're thinking about going and seeing our tax preparers or our certified public accountants to see how well they can sharpen their pencil, so to speak, to save money on taxes. And what we often find is a lot of people are getting scammed by the tax scammers, because as we're all getting ramped up and prepared to file taxes, the scammers are prepared to start fraudulently taking money from us in that process. Most of those scams tend to come through our cell phone in one way or another. And so what I would try to encourage our viewing audience to understand is, generally speaking, most times the IRS is going to begin a correspondence with you via mail. Somebody with the United States Postal Service will deliver you something directly from the IRS that will be kind of your nastygram of sorts, that lets you know that maybe you're in audit or you owe this. And so for those individuals that are receiving things via email, those that are getting some sort of text communication, I would just be very leery, be very skeptical. That generally speaking, that's not how the IRS reaches out and creates that first correspondence.
Okay, and that's really good to know, that generally the IRS will reach out via mail, and so be aware if it comes through cell phone or through email. And then, do you have any other tips on how to avoid being a victim of a scam, the main points to think about?
First and foremost, I'd say be vigilant with protecting your personal identification. You know, we're in a day and age where we get a lot of text messages that to me seem suspicious or fraudulent in nature. Just be very conservative minded with your information and how you respond to those kind of communications. In today's Internet of Things, we're getting hit with communications all the time. And I would just be very leery and be very vigilant of protecting your own information.
Definitely. And then I'm wondering, how can people reach out to you, someone else from Edward Jones, if they want to discuss taxes or financial goals, anything like that?
So first and foremost, I'd say we do like to help our clients save money on taxes, but by no way, means, shape, or form are we tax preparers. So we always lean on the experts for their specific guidance as it pertains to our clients' tax knowledge. There's several Edward Jones offices around town where anybody can walk in, or you can pull out that phone that I'd said be leery of what kind of tax communications you might get. Look us up and geographically find the most convenient or closest location to you.
All right, sounds good. Well, Gabe Rockers with Edward Jones. Gabe, thanks again for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, and happy tax planning to everybody.